my loves, and welcome to this live-free experience, Grow Your Speaking Voice. Welcome, everyone. It's so nice to see you all. Hello, Melissa, Yoa, Katie, Juliet, and all the beautiful women that are tapping into this transmission from their own homes during the weekend, that are here with us in the quantum field. How is everyone? Please drop in the chat. What is it that you're bringing to this session today? How are you feeling? What is present for you? Where are you coming from? We would love to hear you. We would love to know from you, know what is your intention as well for this experience that we are going to be embarking on today. And whilst you do that, my loves, take the time you need to just drop into the space and share a little bit about yourself as well on the chat. I wanted for us as well to just take a moment to connect with the present moment, with our heart. So maybe if you haven't started typing yet on the chat, maybe you can just do this with me and just place one hand on top of your heart, one hand on top of your womb, slightly closing your eyes and just allowing yourself a little moment to connect with your breath, to connect with your body. Taking a deep inhale, inflating your belly. And with exhale, starting to use your voice, which is something we're going to be doing today as well. Talking about the importance of voice when public speaking. So now taking a moment to start activating our voices and drop into the sensations, the vibrations that come with you just emanating frequencies and vibrations with your sound, with your voice. Inhaling deeply once again. Letting it all out, any tension in the body, any thoughts, any stagnant energy, any emotions that you no longer feel that are going to be needed in this space in the next hour and a half that we're going to be spending together. And here's one invitation to set an intention. Is there an intention that you would like to set for yourself? Is there something you would like to expand, public speaking wise, communication wise, in the use of your voice, in how you share your medicine with the world? Just allow yourself to receive what is this desire that your soul is feeling right now that will allow you to become this next version of yourself that shows up unapologetically, that shares her truth unapologetically and truthfully with the world. Just allowing that clarity, that intention to be set for you, coming from your heart. And from here, we're just gonna be humming a couple of times to just allow the vibrations of your voice to bring into existence this intention that you have set energetically with the power of your mind. So we're gonna be using the vibrations of the voice right now to bring into the physical realm this intention, this desire that you are feeling the call to embody, to implement in your life and your business. So taking a deep inhale with the intention in your heart, in your womb. Keep going and allow the vibrations to just allow your body to get into rest and digest mode. Start to feel into the relaxation that comes with your voice, with the vibrations of your own voice. I'm gonna be humming once again, inhaling deeply. And now at your own time, invitation to start to move your body in the way that feels right for you. Maybe you just want to open up a little bit your chest. Maybe you want to do some circular movements with your shoulders, with your neck. Whatever it is that you feel the intuitive call to move right now, allow it to just be expressed, to be moved, to be Brought into motion. And slightly opening your eyes once again, coming into the space. How did that feel, my loves? Could you feel that desire burning inside of you? Could you feel that vision that you have for yourself, for your voice, for your mission? Could you really tap into the sensations of that desire? As you know, desire is something that is related, when we look at it from the astrology point of view, it's related to the archetype of Venus. And Venus is all about the frequency. It's all about the capacity that you have to tap into the body, into embodiment, to actually feel into that desire and call that desire in just by raising your frequency, just by vibrating at the frequency that that desire that you're calling in will become like a natural magnet in order to be magnetized, in order to be physicalized, not to be brought into existence in the physical realm. So this is like something very powerful that is worked when we are tapping into vibrational work, which is something that I teach inside my spaces. And it's all about really looking at voice as this divine instrument to bring into existence, into the physical realm, what is still not yet materialized, right? So that is why it's so important to work directly with the vibrations of your voice, because this is something that you were born with, like your capacity to generate vibrations and to decide at which frequency you want to vibrate at every single moment. That is something that you can do on a daily basis, that you can work on, that you can develop just by tapping into vocal work. So I am so happy that you're all here, and it's such a pleasure to be live today to talk about how to grow a stronger speaking voice. So today we're going to be diving deep into keys that have allowed me to master the art of public speaking from my heart, from my womb, which is something that not a lot of public speakers talk about, the importance of really speaking from this space of deep knowingness, of deep alignment with what you desire, what is held in your womb, with your heart, what lights you up, what is it that you're feeling called and that just is exciting, and that is like something that passionate so much, that is so passionate, that you're so passionate about, and actually like bringing all of these centers in coherence, so what you speak out into existence is in alignment and it is at your highest service. So today I'm going to be sharing with you literally the keys that have allowed me to get so much more confident in the way that I show up and that I take up space, be it in the digital world, on social media, but also in real life, when you are taking up space on a stage, when you're being asked to go do maybe a workshop or facilitate a guest teaching session in another program or facilitate something in an institution. You know, this really is such profound work, and it is something so big and so important for us, especially as women, that today this is going to be just like little nuggets that I really hope that you can plant in your heart and that you cultivate and that you water, so these seeds can grow stronger and stronger, and you can commit to strengthening this muscle of trusting your voice and trusting the channel that you are. So before I dive deep into talking a little bit about what brought me here today, and for all of those who are new to this space, I'm also going to be introducing myself and talking a little bit about my experience and what brought me to this space today, being here talking about vocal work and public speaking. I'm just going to have a look into the chat. If you haven't said hello, yes, please feel free to drop a message there and say where you're coming from. What is that you are desiring to expand public speaking wise? I've already been having conversations, super impactful conversations with some of you on the DMs, and really talking about, okay, what is this desire that you're feeling? What is it that you are feeling called to expand, to unblock, to unlock, to empower? And it's been amazing to hear some of you, because at the end of the day, we realize that we are not the only ones suffering from all these blockages or all these resistances. At the end of the day, I'm just getting the chills, because this for me is the magic of coming in sisterhood and being in these mentorship spaces where we get to mastermind together, where we get to share our experiences with each other, because the power that resides in realizing that we are not the only ones suffering from self-doubt. suffering from insecurities, suffering from mental perfectionism. We are not the only ones. We are here on the same journey. And that is the magic of like seeing the reflections in other sisters, no? And being part of these spaces and realizing, okay, I'm not that crazy. Okay, I'm not behind. Okay, it's all perfect and divine, because every self-doubt, every insecurity, every sabotage, like pattern that comes up is ultimately in your favor, because it is pointing you out to what is this next edge in your expression, in your authenticity that you are here to unlock, right? It's pointing you to, okay, where is the initiation? Where is the challenge that you need to overcome? Where is the fear that you need to face in order to unlock this new level of authenticity in you? So thank you so much for being here, because this really makes this experience worth it, right? And even like the ones that are gonna be, there's like dozens of women already that sign up and that are not gonna be making it live. So if you're watching this in the replay, know that you are here with us on the quantum field, and I totally appreciate you coming and tuning in as well. So Melissa sharing, so happy to be here, calling in from Portugal. My intention is to learn to share my voice more out of my head and into my body. Yes, sister, we are with you on this. This is a huge one, and definitely something that we are gonna be talking about. Katie is joining from Portugal. Hello, beautiful. Juliet, calling in from Barcelona. Amazing, we're so close right now. I love it. Felt the calling to join, as I am keen to deepen my mission more comfortably in online spaces. Cool, that's amazing. I'm loving as well hearing like how some of you are feeling the desire to expand on stages in person. Like the embodiment in person and online is quite different, right? And it's very interesting to also like perceive what are the limiting beliefs, what are the patterns of thoughts and securities that come up when we are taking up space online versus in person, and really just like neutralizing, okay, what is coming up for me, and why is this fear coming up, not a subconscious level, and really like being able to discern, no, what is yours, what is not yours, what is it that, you know, is coming from maybe something that you experienced in your childhood, on like capping your expression, or where you did not feel safe to be who you are. I know that some of you already said, for example, like some patterns come up on like really feeling the fear of receiving the projections from others, because others are being a sort of like reflection of what maybe like people in your class during your teenage years reflected to you. You know, like really the work that we're doing here right now, which is like unlocking our voice and allowing ourselves to take up space powerfully, runs so deep. This work is so profound and so deep, and it really affects every single area of our lives. Not only when we are going on stages, or when we are going on a live or delivering a masterclass, not only affects that, but also affects how you are communicating with your loved ones, how you're allowing yourself to become a full-blown channel for the people in your life. How are you able to speak your desires, your boundaries, like putting boundaries and saying no when you mean the no, right? As women, we have suffered for millennia, right, on this repression of our voice and our desires. Our ancestral family members, our lineage, the women in our family tree probably experienced very harsh situations where they had to shut down their expression, they had to shut down their medicine, they had to shut down their gifts, because they feared for their life, because they're feared for their family rejecting them, because they're feared for society to put them on a side and not allow them to be part of like whatever system or institution or organization or community. So this runs very deep, and the work that we're doing today on, okay, unlocking this new level of embodiment when taking up space is actually gonna have a direct impact in also the way that you allow yourself to be true to yourself, to your heart, to your womb, when using your voice in all areas of your life, and vice versa, because everything is a mirror to everything. I always love to say, how you do one thing is how you do everything. So it is not a matter of, okay, let's master the art of public speaking. No, let's stay coherent to who we are also when we are not on stage, because the energetics, right, that come with you using your voice, the energetics that are behind your voice have all this baggage, and the incoherence is also something that your audience is going to be picking up, right? So if you're a coach, if you're a healer, and you're not walking your talk, if you're not being coherent with your words, what you feel, what you express, what you desire, if there is no alignment, on all these energetic centers, what is going to be happening is that the audience will be picking that up, even if it's in a very subtle way. But we are women, we are highly intuitive beings. Therefore, we pick up all this information. We pick up the unseen. We can just sense what is happening in the air. And this is also something that we're going to be talking about today. So Yoa is sharing, hello beauties, I'm also in the way of taking my voice out into the world. Amazing, thank you for being here. And Katie sharing, expansion is my current word. Incredible, incredible. Okay, we're all in the right space. Cool, so before I dive deep into the keys that I'm gonna share with you, which are, I went crazy and I just finally like gathered 8 different keys that I'm gonna be sharing with you today. If you've already been part of my spaces, then you will know that playfulness is a key component of everything that I do, because it's the way, like for me, like playfulness and like connecting with your inner child and connecting with your expression in a way that feels fun, that feels innocent, that feels genuine, is also something so important and so healing for this journey in which we are, of unlocking our voice and becoming like the truest and more truthfully version of ourselves. So we're gonna be starting the session today with some singing. How are you all feeling about that? Okay, I can see some excitement in the room. That's amazing. Okay, so this is gonna be very simple, but it is gonna be an incredible exercise for us to start tuning into voice, to start tapping into, okay, the channel. We're gonna be talking a lot about using voice as a divine instrument, as a channel. So let's start walking our talk, and let's start activating this divine instrument that we were giving. So what I'm gonna be inviting you to do in the next few minutes is to answer my call. So you don't have to unmute yourself this time. We've done things where I have invited, if you know, you know, to bring along your voice and share your voice. And that is something always so healing to do in sisterhood. But this time I'm gonna just allow yourself to keep unmuted. But I'm gonna be like sharing some improvised nuggets of melodies and sounds. And I'm gonna be inviting you in your own space to repeat that in your own time. Yeah, so I'm gonna be like sharing a melody for maybe like 4 counts. Then I'm gonna keep it quiet and silent. And then you do that from your end. Yeah, and then I'm gonna keep going, and then you do that again. So here, invitation as well, if you still struggle a little bit to like use your voice in a way that feels like genuine and playful, and sometimes you still feel like you're a lot in your head when using your voice, invitation to close your eyes. Maybe you just close your eyes, and you know, you're not being like heard right now, you're not being seen, you're not being like anyone's gonna be judging you. Like this is just a space for all of us to come together and celebrate the power of our voice. So you're safe here, you're held, you're loved, you're honored as you are, and we're just gonna play with our voices. Yeah, with no more intention than just having fun. Amazing. So I'm gonna be starting to sing, and then I'll be following you, like just with your lips, seeing how you respond to the call that I'm gonna be sharing. And after that, we're gonna be diving deep into all the keys that I have prepared for you. So let's take a moment to take a deep inhale together. And there we go. Hamma, hamma, yeah. Hamma, hamma, yeah. Hamma, hamma, yeah. Hamma, hamma, yeah. Nayara, nayara, nay, nay, na. Tuturuturatore. Narayanayana. Home, home, hey, hey, hey. No, my, oh, my, oh. Hey, ya, nay, ya, hey. No, my, ya, no, my, oh. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Yumana yumha yue. Namai namai. Amazing, well done. How did that feel? I can see a lot of smiles, so how are you feeling? How did that feel into the body? How did your voice feel? How does your heart feel? I would love to read you in the chat. It felt so good. Your voice is so beautiful. Oh, thank you. I wish I could hear yours. I swear at some point we'll be gathering in person and do this work in person in real life, because I know the potency of just sharing space and hearing each other's frequencies and the vibrations of the acoustics of voice. Oh, thank you so much. One thing more, very flowy. Oh, amazing. You feel home, so connected. Wow. That's incredible. I celebrate you all for leaning in. I know sometimes it's just hard to allow the mind to come out and allow your heart and your voice to be expressed out genuinely. So well done for tuning in, and well done for doing it and allowing yourself just the space to playfully connect with your voice. Okay, my love, so let's do this. We've got so much to cover today, and I am super excited to be diving deep into everything that I have prepared for you. So first things first, for all of you who are for the first time in my space, let me know in the chat if there's someone that's joining for the first time in one of my immersions or masterclasses or creative voice lab. Let me know if that's your first time in the chat, or if you've already been in other spaces, let me know which ones. I would love to read you. First time, Melissa, amazing. Welcome, welcome. And in the meantime, I'm just going to be introducing a little bit about myself for all of you who are here for the first time and that do not know my work just yet. So, hi. It's always so beautiful to tell a little bit about my story, because literally everything that I'm sharing in this space, everything that I'm sharing in my channel, everything that I'm sharing in my business is a result of my life's work. It's literally the result of all the wisdom, all the teachings, all the practices, all the experiences that have built me as the woman that I am today. So I am a trained musician. I studied music for a very long time in a music school. And I learned all things like music language, how to use your voice, how to even compose music, how to create harmony, how to play the flute. I played the flute for like more than 10 years. I sang in choirs. I went all in, right? But what happened is that I learned the art of making music from the mind and not from the heart. And so that really created a lot of restriction, a lot of judgment, a lot of perfectionism in the way that I shared my voice, especially when it came to me singing, or me becoming a channel for playing the flute, or me really becoming a channel to express anything out into the world. So that allowed, like, that just gave me the opportunity to just, okay, move away from actually making music. But truth is that my soul has always yearned for creative spaces, like spaces where expression was there. And so I studied design management. So I've been in the industry of the arts and design and technology for more than 14 years now. And that was like the way that my soul found to keep connecting with expression and to keep working alongside other creatives, other artists, other singers, other musicians, other dancers. If you know me as well, I'm also like a trained dancer, and I do a lot of dancing, and I use a lot of somatics and movement as well into my practice. So it's like my soul always yearned to connect with creative expression. But the truth is that I spent a lot of time disconnected from my voice because I was disconnected from my body. So I spent all my young adulthood suffering a lot of anxiety, suffering a lot of depression, really not really knowing where was my home, what was my mission, what is it that I came here to do. And so that really allowed me to embark on a deep, profound journey of healing, right? After suffering and like finding this rock bottom moment where I was suffering so much from anxiety, I was not able to use my voice truthfully. I was not able to speak my boundaries to people. I was like the ultimate people pleaser, like, you know, if you know, you know. And that really like allowed me the opportunity to tap into my heart and just realize, okay, all this suffering had a purpose, right? And that added up as I went along the journey and discovered many like practices and healing tools that really helped me just come back to myself and remember what I was here to do. Fast forward, this year in March 2024, I remembered that my soul's mission was to actually teach voice and support women connect with their authentic true expression. Just getting all the chills, because literally this is something that I finally honored and that I finally fully claimed this like March this year. So we're talking about just like almost like a couple of months ago. So that was like a deep remembrance that my soul had to go through in order to fully claim what was my heart desire, to work with voice and to become this full-blown channel to express my truth out into the world. And that led me to fully claim this identity, this new identity of voice alchemist mentor. So right now I'm so honored to be in this journey, fully invested in my business, in the legacy that I'm here to create, and fully supporting other powerful women who are here on big missions, liberate their true voice and come to terms with the power that they hold in their divine instrument. So of course, it was not something that happened out of the blue, and all these like alchemical lift experiences had to happen in order for me to remember this mission. But now I'm fully anchored in this purpose, in this mission, and I am already almost closing the first round of the calling, which is my voice mastermind, which I'm going to be talking a little bit about later on and throughout the session today. I'm also going to be sharing a little bit about the magic that's being unfolded there. You'll also receive an invitation as well for my next round. So yeah, keep your hearts open to receive that with so much love. So I remember this soul's mission, and then like it was like this moment of almost like everything clicked. You know, when you realize, oh my God, it was this, like, oh my God, I thought it was that. I thought it was astrology. I thought it was design. I thought it was communications. I thought it was PR. Yes, it was all of it, but that was not the higher purpose of what is it that I was there to share with the world, what I was there to take up space with and to share, no, as my mission on stages, in the online spaces, in everything that I go. So that was like that moment of, okay, this is it. This is what I came here to do. This is what my soul yearned to experience in this lifetime. I'm supposed to be a voice alchemist mentor. And can you believe that from that moment, everything has started to unfold in a magical way? Like, I had already a powerful group of women inside the Voice Mastermind. I'm already receiving so much beautiful feedback out of everything that I'm sharing. It's like anchoring this sense of, okay, this is my mission. Yes, I'm in the right space. I'm doing the right thing. Yes, I'm using my voice for what is coming from my heart and my womb. And it's so powerful to realize how everything that I learned until then had this highest purpose of just getting me closer to this stage in which I am right now. Because now I came to a place where I am able to weave in everything that I have shared, from the communications, from the event production. I used to work at the University of the Arts London for 14 years, producing events, doing PR, communication, supporting artists, creatives, share their voice, go on stages. So I've been doing this work for ages, but I never thought that at some point in my life, I would be the one taking up the stage and sharing everything that I have learned to support other women who are also here on big missions. But here we are today, and this is such an honor for me to be sharing these keys, these tools that I have been able to integrate and to embody throughout all these years. And truth is that even before I started this like journey, this healing journey, right? Life put me on stages from a very young age. I started my entrepreneurship journey when I was 20 years old, when I was graduating from university, where I co-founded a platform for creative artists to showcase their talent out into the world and to get into the industry. So that project was an incredible opportunity for me to start to get in touch with my creative powers, to actually materialize companies, to materialize projects, events. We gathered like thousands of people in an auditorium to showcase young talent. So I did all of that. And I was invited to go on stages from a very young age to share my entrepreneurship journey. And it's very funny, right? Because it's like, it doesn't matter if you, like, from the mind, you made it and you made it to the stages and you made it to a space where people can see you and can recognize you, that if you do not fully trust in the medicine that you are bringing out into the world, you are still gonna be suffering a lot. And that is what happened to me. I was on stage and my mind could not believe that I was given that opportunity. I had so much self-doubt, so many insecurities about my own worth. So it all stemmed from deep wounds of self-worth. And all these voices came in, right? Who are you to be on stage right now? Who are you to take up the space? Who's gonna be listening to you? Your message is not that relevant. Who cares about your story? You're not doing it right. People are not seeing your message. You're not coming across like the way that you should. People are not interested. Oh, they're not listening. Oh, they're not paying attention. Like, you name it. Like, all of these voices like came in crippling, like big time. Does that resonate with you? Like, does that sound familiar with like some of the voices that come up for you when you're about to maybe go on an Instagram live, or maybe you're about to deliver a guest teaching class, or to deliver a session, or to deliver a class? 100%. So this is the power, again, of sharing all these things and making them conscious, that we just realize, okay, we are not the only ones suffering from all this crippling self-doubt. This is something very normal. And especially as women, we have suffered from deep wounds of self-worth, right? And we are remembering now the goddesses that we are. We're remembering now the power that we hold to create the reality that we desire. But that, of course, is very profound work. And it's not something that you can accomplish overnight, right? So it's like a commitment with yourself, with your truth, with your love, with your self-love, with taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself, your womb, connecting with your pleasure, connecting with your body, like nurturing in the way that you feel like you need, honoring your yeses, honoring your nos. This is like a work that is so profound and gets to so many places, no? In deep in your body and deep in your soul. So this was the thing. I took up the space from a very young age, but I felt unworthy of being there. Even during the talk, like, imagine just, I literally was put on stages in front of thousands of people. And imagine, like, as a 20-year-old, the insecurities that you have, like, you haven't even started the healing journey. You don't even know what life is about. You don't know how things work. What are the laws of the universe? What is this? What is that? I suffered a lot. So I was so grateful for that opportunity to start using my voice. But at the same time, like, all the perfectionism, all the self-judgment that happened right after finishing the talk, before, during, it was insane. It was insane. So now coming to the present, to the now moment, I realized why I had to go through all of that. And it was so that I can now, with all the new perspectives that I have weaved into my work on, like, how to use voice as medicine, how to use voice as a portal for manifestation, how to become a full-blown channel, how to harmonize your whole body through the vibrations of your voice. All the work that I'm currently offering is now being put at service to others, because this is ultimately the medicine that I have needed in order to fully claim my power and be in this space where I am today, where I can share this from a place of coherence, because I am walking my talk, right? So I just wanted to share a little bit about what is it that brought me here today, to give you some context. And I'm so happy as well to hear that this is resonating with all of you. If there are like any other voices that keep coming up for you when you're about to take up the space, when you're about to grab your mic, when you're about to deliver that masterclass, do that live, please drop them in the chat, because the more aware that we make them, and the less afraid that we are at voicing those voices, the least effect they have in our subconscious. So this is like a big part of the work that I do, looking into subconscious reprogramming and really observing what are these voices and where they're coming from, because it's very likely that they are coming from something that you experienced when you were a kid, something that you experienced when you were a teenager, a time where someone watered down your message, a time where someone didn't validate your expression, a time where someone rejected you from being who you are, from expressing yourself from a space of truth. This is very profound work. So the more that we dive deep into the subconscious, the darkest aspects of our psyche and our body, because the body also holds the memory. We are water and water is memory. So the more that we can liberate this memory from our body, make it aware and put it at the surface, the easier it's going to be for us to then liberate it and decide a different reality for ourselves and to vibrate higher. Current one, you're not visible enough. Amazing, love it. Thank you so much for sharing, Juliet. Yeah, let's keep them coming. If there's anything that's coming up, like, go for it. The chat is open. Like, the more that we can make that aware, the least power these thoughts and these subconscious fears will have on the way that we are sharing our voice and taking up space. So let's go. Let's do this. So I have 8 keys. I think I added a 9th one. 8 keys that I really wanted to share with you today on how to become a successful and impactful public speaker. So during the presentation, I'm going to be sharing these keys that I really hope they can create like a big impact in your heart, and that your soul can remember the power that she holds to become the star, to become the main character in your life, in your personal brand, in your business. I'm also going to be explaining you a little bit of how all these things can be achieved through vocal work and through the work that I am currently offering inside my Voice Mastermind, The Calling, which if you are already following me, you'll probably have heard about. So the first key to become a successful and impactful public speaker is to get crystal clear on what is your uniqueness. Like, what makes you the weirdest girl in the class? Like, what makes you the freakiest like woman out of everyone that you are following on Instagram? What is it that puts you in this area of genius? What is it that allows you to feel this passion, that ignites this passion to share your voice? What is this thing that you feel like fire every time that you're about to express, that you're about to do, that you're about to embody? What is it that allows you to be in the flow of the present moment? So it's true, like, it's super key to get to the core of what your uniqueness is. So if you've been following my content, I'm always talking about each one of us having a signature frequency. So what does that mean? I weave a lot of the metaphysics and the energetics of voice into my work, because that is how I perceive reality, and this is a big pillar of the way in which I teach liberation through vocal work, right? So if everything in the universe is vibrating, because everything is energy, that means that every little thing and each one of us is creating a particular music. It's because it's creating a particular frequency. Now, in the same case that in a big symphony, all the instruments will have a different role, and each one of them will bring a different like a different tone, a different timbre, a different rhythm, so the symphony can be the most incredibly rich one. Each one of us are also here to express ourselves in a very unique way. And this is what I call the signature frequency. So when you are really tapped into what is this signature frequency that your soul came here to embody and to express out into the world, you stop comparing yourself with others. Because you didn't come here to follow someone else's paths or to become this other person's identity or to mimic how this other person is showing up or mimicking their voice. What is the true voice that wants to come up from you? Because once you are embodied in this signature frequency, once you have made peace with your own unique codes that you are here to unlock, to remember, and to embody, competition is not a thing anymore, because you cannot compare a rose with a sunflower, right? Like, we're all flowers in the beautiful garden of planet Earth. You cannot compare yourself with others. The only job you have is to let go of these patterns, these thought patterns that are making you believe that you have to be like someone else. Like you have codes that no one else has. And it is your only job and responsibility to fully unpack them, to come to terms with what these codes are, to fully validate them, and from that space to actually share them unapologetically and expand them into the world. Now, when we're talking about expression, this could look like in very different ways. So maybe you're a coach, but you've always loved poetry and you love business and you love entrepreneurship. Cool. Are you using your love and your passion for poetry in the way that you are putting your message out there? Are you using poetry in the way that you are creating the content? Are you using poetry in the way that you're taking up space? Maybe you're given the opportunity to go on stage. How are you not gonna use poetry as a key aspect of your expression if that is something that makes you feel so unique, right? Or if you're bringing in somatics and business, cool, like somatics drop into the body. Every time that you go on a talk, like make people move, like let people connect with the joy of being dropped into the body, right? It's like really coming to terms with what are all these keys that make your medicine so unique, getting crystal clear and on what these codes are and fully validating them so you can express them and share them unapologetically, because that is the only way that the audience, that people are going to remember you and your message. When you are so tapped into your authentic expression, right? People will remember you not only by your words and thinking and for your statements, which I'm sure they're going to be incredible, but for how their body felt whilst being in your presence, in your frequency. Because as we said earlier, when you are tapped into authenticity, you are generating like an energetic field around you that is the most magnetic thing that exists. The most magnetic thing. The highest frequency that exists is authenticity. And the highest frequency that exists is the most magnetic one. And these frequencies are going to look and sound very different between all of us. Yet each one of them will be special and unique and needed for this whole symphony to become the most harmonious one. I'm getting all the chills. How is that landing? Is that resonating? Is that resonating with what like your challenges are currently, or like something that, yeah, you've been desiring to anchor a little bit more? Love this so much. Amazing. I need to sit with this question. Lovely. So this is why I love to work with astrology, and actually for all the women that are getting into the Voice Mastermind, I always offer a one-on-one session with them so we can crack the codes of your unique signature frequency, because astrology is this map where you can see clearly what are these talents, this medicine, these unique traits that you are here to unlock, to recognize, and to fully embody, right? So I love to bring astrology in what I'm doing because it really holds the potential to unlock so much for the client, for the healer, for the artist that knows that there's like always a new edge in the way that they're showing up, in the way that they're creating big impact into the world. So the second point that I wanted to share, which is something that I've heard so many women as well struggle with, is the importance on daring to own your story. There's so many women that have come to me and said, oh, I really wanted to share this topic and talk about this topic and cover this on my talks, on my content. But then I realized that there's so many other people, so many other coaches already talking about it. So for example, let's say manifestation. Oh, I really feel the desire to talk about manifestation, but I'm already seeing so many other people doing so. Okay, let's be honest there. Like, Bish, there is no one like you. It doesn't matter if your mind is telling you that what you are gonna be covering, what you are passionate about, is something that already everyone is talking about. There is no one like you. And you really have this responsibility and this duty and this commitment to anchor this in your heart and in your womb. There is no one like you. because you have lived very unique experiences in this lifetime. You have walked a unique path that no one else has walked. You've gone down those roads that no one else has traveled. You have made decisions that no one else has made. You have been in relationships that have built the woman that you are. You have made mistakes that have brought you so much wisdom and so much knowledge, so many codes, right? Each one of us, again, hold a very unique story. So unless you are copying someone else's words or ideas because you don't dare to use your voice and share the truth that come from your heart, right? Unless you're doing that, like, you're never ever gonna convey a message that's gonna sound exactly as other people. Because the nuances of your story is what are gonna be bringing a new level of uniqueness to that message. Right? So the other day I was inside the Calling the Voice Mastermind, and one of the women inside said, oh, I really want to talk about this, but I'm really struggling because I'm seeing so many people already like covering this, and I feel like I don't have anything else to add on to that, right? And I know that that is a belief, and that is something that really comes up a lot for us women, and myself included. I definitely suffered from that one as well. And then I was like, okay, let's stop there for a second, and let's look into what parts of your story are you still hiding yourself from sharing. And then in what happened, we ended up talking about what pieces of story that this client experienced and lived during her life she was still not seeing the point, or she was still not daring to speak up about. And the reason why, like, daring to share your story as this treasure, as something that really shaped the offers and the content that you're creating, is because it's your story what's gonna bring this like unique tone to whatever topic that you are sharing and tackling with your work. Because it is through embedding all this wisdom of your own lived experience with all the topics, maybe the more scientific topics, the more conceptual topics that are going to be covered. It is through your own unique lens, through everything that you have experienced, that you are going to be bringing everything together in a unique way, that it's going to feel so authentic and so you that literally no one else can copy that. Like, your content is not going to come across as someone else's content if you are being truly authentic to you. And when you are being truly authentic to you, because you are validating your story, you're sharing it unapologetically, you're not afraid to speak about it, because you know that that is what your highest service is, because it is what brought you to where you are today. And if you're there inspiring others, supporting others with your voice and your message, then you know that everything that you have experienced has been the catalyst for you to have that wisdom. So why wouldn't you share it? And when you allow yourself and you dare to use your voice to share your story without comparing yourself with others, the audience is going to feel that. The audience is going to resonate with you. Because again, authenticity is the most magnetic thing that exists. So people will naturally resonate with you when your words, when your message, when your speech is coming from that space of, okay, this is what I lived, and this is what I learned, and this is what I learned from this experience. And I'm validating that, and I'm sharing that, and I'm not afraid to share as well my vulnerable parts, right? Like what brought me to break down in pieces so that I could be rising like a phoenix and sharing this medicine with the world. Like, people want true stories. People want true stories. But when we are too focused on what others are doing, or when we are too worried about, oh, I cannot talk about this because so many other people are covering it, we are bypassing, looking inside and asking our hearts, okay, what is it that I'm here to share with the world? What is this story that will allow me to unlock this next level of power? And here I want to quickly share as well something that happened to me, because again, everything that I'm like sharing here is something that I am experiencing on a daily basis whilst running my business, sharing my gifts with the world, and like using my voice. So when I realized that there was like some sort of like stagnant energy in the way that I was communicating and creating content, I went on to my business mentor and bestie, Anna Gazal. Probably all of you will know her, some of you will. And I was like, okay, and I feel like there's a new edge in my embodiment that will come when I allow myself to fully share things that I'm scared to share. And she was like, okay, let's do Liberation Series. Can you believe that in a week, like I made a list of all the things that I was scared to talk about of my story. And within a week, I planned a whole list of content of stuff that I felt I needed to talk about, of course, from a regulated space, like all of this, of course, like dropping into the body and like sharing all of this from that space of truth and relaxation. Of course, it always will feel edgy when you are sharing your heart out, but when you're doing from that sovereign space, really taking care of yourself and connected with your womb as well and feeling safe in your body, you know, nothing can happen to you. And that's like also a subconscious reprogramming that happens. But what I did is just make that list, and in the span of a week, I started to share things that I was scared to share. And there was like this part of me in my head that said, okay, but why are you sharing this? For example, one of the pieces that I really felt the intuitive call to share was one on why divorce was the best thing that happened to me. Like, why think, like the mind, right? Why would you think that you sharing about your divorce story is something that will be beneficial for your audience? Well, turns out that I dared to do that. I overcame all these thoughts, all these voices in my head. And at the end of the day, I posted it, and so many people that became clients of mine reached out to me saying, thank you for sharing your story. So this is like the message, like really getting very clear on what is it from your own lived experience that you are still not yet validating and sharing truthfully with the world, because probably there are pockets of personal power that will be unlocked once you allow yourself the space and the time to share that story and speak it into existence. And again, that will make you even more magnetic, because there is nothing more magnetic than a woman speaking her truth. So this is the second point that I wanted to share with you. The third point, something that I love to talk about, and that has been very revolutionary as well inside the Voice Mastermind. So when you're about to give a talk, when you're about to share a message or deliver a class, of course you do all the prep, like you do the masculine strategy. You list down the bullet points in the same way that I've done it, right? Like okay, these are the points that I want to share. These are the ideas. This is the structure. Cool, we got that. The mind is at peace. We have an intention that's clear. We have a strategy behind it. But then after that, do you think that like I'm going to be following my notes, or I'm going to be like following a script? Like, hell no. Hell no. But we do that. We do that because we need to strike the balance between the masculine structure and also the feminine energetics, right? So we do the preparation so we can be clear on what is the journey of our speech, of the content that we're sharing, on everything that we are talking about and communicating. But then we open to the magic of the feminine energetics, and we open up to become a full-blown channel. And this is a key one that I cannot stress enough about. So I love to talk about this point from the astrology point of view, because it's very clear, right? So in our society, we've been polarized into, as you know, the over masculine ways of doing business and sharing our message and like running our lives, right? So this has led us to micromanage a lot our expression, and that, through the astrology point of view, could be explained looking into the energy behind the archetype of Virgo. Virgo is ruled by Mercury, which is an air sign that has to do with communication, information, how you are expressing yourself with your voice, with communication and expression with others, right? So we have been told that in order to get our point right, we have to use our logical mind, and we have been overtrained in order to do that. And don't get me wrong, it's amazing. We have the ability now to start a podcast, to convey a message and to deliver a masterclass like I am doing right now. We have the ability to write a book. We have the ability to weave a beautiful structured story and share it with others. So we have mastered all of that, and it's incredible. Virgo energy, the logical mind, cool. But what about the other polarity? The other polarity in astrology is represented by Pisces. Pisces is a water sign, which is one of the most intuitive signs, psychic signs that exist in the astrology wheel. And Pisces teaches us about the importance of tapping into the collective unconscious, tapping into the dreams world, into imagination, into creativity, and to let go and surrender to what just is. So, how can you strengthen the trust in the channel that you are? How can you go on a talk and say, okay, I've done the masculine structure, but now I'm gonna be opening up to be a channel? This comes to you trusting, like fully trusting the divine channel that you are. This takes time. This takes a lot of practice, letting go of all the thoughts, the perfectionism, all the insecurities, the self-doubt. This is something, again, that doesn't happen overnight, but that it's a muscle that you can train and that you can build over time. You can train yourself to become a full-blown channel and to trust that you don't have to follow a script in order to convey your message right. You don't have to follow the bullet points in order for you to have a successful and an impactful speech or a masterclass. You don't have to follow all the time your social media strategy, because at some point you will be hit with an idea and you will be, oh my God, I need to share this because this is coming from a space of deep knowingness. And even though this from the logical mind has nothing to do with what I'm launching right now, let's say, I do feel the deep desire that this is going to impact millions of people. So this is called becoming a full-blown channel. And again, because we have been polarized into the micromanaging of how we express ourselves, it is so complicated to go into the other polarity and to open up to be this channel. Now, this is what I did a few weeks ago inside my voice mastermind, that it was one of the most incredible experiences that I ever delivered inside the calling. So I introduced a channeling practice that I use myself in order to tap into the heavens, consciousness, God, like you call it, whatever resonates with you. This channeling practice is called light language. And so I invited all the women inside the container to lean into light language, to actually experience in their body what it felt to become this full-blown channel when your logical mind do not have any stake on what is it coming through you, what is coming through you. And it was so powerful. It was so powerful because that's the thing, right? We are so accustomed to just know from what space we're communicating. What is it that we are trying to put forward? What is it that we're trying to get out of what we are expressing and speaking about? But realizing that you can also channel, like for those who do not know what light language is like this ability that we all hold to speak and express sounds and words and like just effects and melodies that come through you by tapping into your heart and opening up like your crown chakra to just receive this cosmic code. So this is like a language that is connected to other like dimensions and other galaxies and other galactic races. But however you want to see it, through whatever lens that resonates with you, this is ultimately just a way for you to get out of your head and to allow intuitively information to come through you. And that has a very powerful healing effect in yourself and also in the people that you are sharing that with. Have you ever experienced any sort of light language activation, or have you heard about it? Do you know what it is? Have you felt in your body the healing vibrations of receiving that transmission? I would love to read you because this is super fascinating. This is super fascinating and definitely something that really like helped me strengthen the muscle in the trust in this channel that I am. And so what happened, you know, in this with the women, you have Juliet, amazing. Yes, I love it. What happened with the women is like they were freaking out. They were like, what? This feels edgy, this feels scary. But they had the opportunity to open up to be a channel in a safe space. And then what we did is like reflect to each other what those voices, what that channeling created in ourselves. And that helped each other like build more confidence in, wow, Like, I don't know what I'm doing, because my logical mind is not having a say on this, and I am creating healing on others. Like, what the fuck? Is this possible? Yes, it is possible. And the more that we trust in this other polarity of I'm being a channel even when logical things are not coming through me, the more that you strengthen that muscle, the easier it's going to be for you to strike the balance and come to this space where you're bringing the logical at service of the channel and vice versa. And this is how you become a full-blown channel, by integrating the two polarities and fully anchoring the fact that you are a divine channel, even when your logical mind is not in charge of what is coming through you. And this is something I'm so passionate about teaching, because you know who you are when you are trusting your voice, when you're emanating sounds that do not make sense, is really going to take you far into then conveying a message that has the potential to reach far and deep into people's hearts. So this is a key aspect that I really wanted to bring in here today, because I've seen the transformation that happens when you allow yourself to be full-blown channel in whatever way, and how then you could also build that strength and distrust in the way in which you are sharing your message on stages, on social media. Amazing. Okay, the fourth key that I wanted to share with you is one that really clicked, I think it was like a month ago for me. And I was like, okay, let's look into what happens when we are about to use our voices, when we are about to go live, where we are about to go on a stage. We start to feel the somatics of it, right? Like we start to feel the nervousness. We start to feel like the bubbly sensations building up. We start to feel some sort of what the mind could call an anxiety, right? If we look at it from the lens of fear. There is like all this like somatic response that starts to happen. And of course that has a reason, and probably at some point in your life, like something happened when you showed up, something happened when you took up space that really like hurt you in a way, or that maybe like made you feel a certain way, and that is valid, and we embrace it. Like we always like nurturing our inner child, right? When we are about to do something powerfully and use our voice to impact the life of many other people. But this reframing to me was super key. This reframing on, okay, instead of seeing that nervousness as something that it is only about you, that is only about your fears, that is only about your insecurities, that is only about your own self-doubt, whatever it is that is like stopping you from fully being at peace with what you're about to do. What if all this nervousness that you are feeling was actually you tapping into the power that what you're about to deliver will create on your audience? What if you were this highly intuitive being, psychic being, that was able to already like feel into the transformation that your voice and your message and your medicine is about to create in people's lives, right? And just realizing that there is this reframing that we can all do really brought a sense of peace in me, right? Because I spent so much time throughout my life thinking, like over focusing on myself and my own fears and what was coming up for me when I was about to do something big, that I forgot that in the end, at the end of the day, it is not only about you. Like, let's not be that selfish, no? Let's not be that selfish. Yes, it's human to have fear. It's human to feel the nervousness. It's human to feel the edginess when you're about to do something that will make you visible, that will put you on the spot, that will put you in this like highlight moment. But can you see that fear, embrace that fear, that nervousness, but also tap into that transformation, the healing, the power, the awakening that your voice and your message and your medicine will create on other people? Because it's very likely that all these voices, all these feelings, somatic feelings that you're feeling into the body, is also your soul anticipating to the impact that you are about to create in all these people's lives. Because the truth is that you never know the big impact that your work is doing. You never know. You never know. And can I just share that last week I had like a big, beautiful moment where I was like, oh my God, my work goes so far, so farther than what my mind can even imagine, that like it just shocked me, just shocked me. I was at Medicine Festival in the UK, and all of a sudden I was with my bestie Anna, like staring at the beautiful lake, and I was talking to her in Catalan, so I was not even talking in English. And all of a sudden, a woman turned around and said, Georgina, wow, so amazing to see you. I've been following you. I've been in your free masterclass. I love your work. Thank you for what you are doing. And I was like, have you just recognized me from my voice? And he was like, yeah, like I've been following your content and your videos, and you're so inspiring, and I love everything that you're doing. And literally, like, that moment just like brought me so many tears. Like, I started to like cry, because I was like, wow, honestly, you never know how far and how deep your work can go. And the universe is gonna make sure that it puts like in your path the different signs so you can keep going. Rest assured that all these signs are gonna come your way, right? But this comes when you allow yourself to still show up with all the fear, with all the resistance, and not make it about yourself. So reframing this, right, this nervousness as you tapping into the powerful transformation and impact that you are creating, that you're about to create into people's lives, has the potential to change forever the way in which you approach a live, a masterclass, a speech, like whatever that you are about to do with your voice. So now I really hope that you bring that with you from now on, and that you have also the capacity to come back to this thought and train your mind to say, okay, this is not only about me. This is not only my fear. This is not only my insecurity, not only my edginess. I'm feeling this because I know that my work, my voice, and my medicine is about to change all these people's lives. Even if you're not seeing right now the feedback, even if you are not seeing the validation yet, trusting that this is going somewhere, that this is going to places. This, my love, is what's gonna take you far. This is what's gonna take your message and your medicine farther than what your mind can even imagine. I love this reframe. Soul anticipates impact I'm about to create. Yeah, that's it. You phrased it in a beautiful way. Amazing. How is that feeling? Are you all loving the transmission? Like, is it landing beautifully? Yeah, amazing. Beautiful. So another thing that I wanted to share with you is something that I already touched on right now, which is who you are when you are still not receiving the validation and the feedback from your audience. Because from my experience, who you are when you don't receive that external validation just yet, when sharing your truth and your voice with the world, will determine the impact that you will make with your work and your medicine. So just like taking a moment to observe what internal shifts need to happen to embody that identity of yourself that do not need other people's feedback to keep going, to keep being true to yourself, to keep sharing your voice in the way that feels good, that feels in coherence with your heart, that feels in coherence with your womb. And practice embodying, okay, how can I express myself in the most, like in the truest way if there is no end goal to this? And I love this, for example, my business mentor, Anna, she's always like talking about how to launch like making love without seeking the orgasm in the end, no? So, okay, how can you show up authentically without seeking the applause in the end? How can you show up still authentically and being true to yourself without seeking the likes on Instagram? Right? And this is like something that you just gotta keep building the muscle for. Of course, we all are humans and we are made to connect and we are made to become mirrors to each other. And of course, the validation will come. And of course, people will be so inspired by you, by your work and your voice and your medicine in ways that are gonna be beyond what your mind can even imagine, just like I share with you right now. But who are you when you do not receive that validation that deep down I know that your inner child is willing to receive? So really looking into what are these internal shifts that need to happen will change forever the way in which you take up space and in the way in which you share your medicine with the world. So Will you keep being true to yourself even when, and especially when you hear the crickets in the audience, or when the desired sales are not coming in just yet, or when some people reject your point of view? This is truly the key. This is truly the key to keep going and having this long-term mentality of trusting that your medicine is going far and deep, even if you cannot see the results just yet. Amazing. So we have a couple left that I'm so excited to share with you. So the following one is the fact that, when you're out here creating your personal brand, sharing your story on stages, on the internet, you gotta come at peace with the fact that you are not for everyone. You are not for everyone. Not everyone will resonate with your message. In the same way that not everyone will resonate with the same music. Everyone will have different tastes when it comes to music, right? Some people will resonate more with a specific frequency. Some others will resonate with another type of frequency. It is all perfect. It is all divine. We are so rich. We are so diverse. We are all so unique that there is no competition, because there is so much abundance in nature, in planet Earth. Everything is so abundant. We don't have to choose, right? Like, we don't have to choose one thing or another. Maybe our taste is just like change. Maybe at some point people will come at you and resonate with you because you are like vibrating at a frequency that they can hold. Or maybe at some points you will vibrate at like such a higher frequency and authentic frequency that you're so bold with your truth and with your expression that some people will see so many shadows in your own light that they're going to be running away. Or maybe some people will see so many subconscious aspects about themselves embodied in you that they're going to be, oh, I don't like this person, and they're going to unfollow you, for example, if we talk about social media. Or maybe someone will feel triggered by your message or by your voice or by your story because you have had the courage to look at these darker aspects of your psyche, right? Like, there is so many projections that will be happening when you are in this journey of creating a truthful, authentic, personal brand, when you are taking up the stage and sharing your story. There's going to be a lot of shadows cast, believe me. I think that I can speak for all of us that we have experienced at some point experiences, right? That showed us that, yeah, indeed, in this journey, we gotta just come at peace with the fact that we are not made for everyone. And that is okay. That is okay, because every time there's someone that doesn't resonate with you, that person leaving that space, that person leaving that room, that person unfollowing you is creating space for those people that are going to be a full body womb yes to who you are, to your medicine, to your message. So I love to talk about it because that happened to me. Well, it still happens like so many times, right? Like, looking at, for example, Instagram as this like stage, right? There's points where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be talking about this thing that I care so much about, that I feel the urgency to talk about, but that I know that I'm meant to be talking about. Cool, I do it, and I know that at that particular point, so many people are gonna be unfollowing me. But at the same time, so many new people will come into my space, and it's like, cool, that's like a clearing. It's inevitable. Like, we gotta celebrate it. Every time that there's like people unfollowing you, you gotta celebrate that shit, because that means that you're becoming the most authentic self, the most authentic version of yourself, that do not hold back from sharing her truth, even if that casts all those shadows, even if that triggers people. And the ones that are meant to stay in your talk, in your audience, they are going to be staying, because even if that triggers them, they know that you are embodying something that they desire for themselves, right? So can you fully own the fact that you're not for everyone, and that is okay? That is such a key in this journey of sharing our medicine and impacting the audience in a truthful way. Amazing. How is that landing, my loves? Is it like resonating with your own lived experiences? Is there something that's coming up for you that you've been like seeing a lot in the way that you're sharing your voice, in the way that you're taking up space recently? Feel free to share on the chat, and I would love to read you. And we have approached the last keys that I wanted to share with you before we end the session today. And it is this important thing, like, right, that we already touched on a little bit in the introduction, that how you do one thing is how you do everything. So how you express yourself on stage is also a mirror, is also a reflection on how you express yourself in your life. So your ability and your capacity to speak your boundaries, to speak your truth, your desires, your needs in your relationships with your family members, but first and foremost with yourself, like being true to yourself, staying true to yourself all the time, at every now moment. That is the secret sauce to really becoming an impactful communicator, because energy doesn't lie. Again, you can have like a beautiful speech, you can have an amazing talk prepared where you go through incredible scientific concepts, weaving in this and that and blah blah. Cool, that's amazing and that's beautiful. The world needs some of that for sure. These nice speeches can come across very beautifully, and it can also inspire many people. But when someone who is sharing that is not embodying what they're sharing, when they're not walking their talk, the audience can feel that. And that will naturally make them unplug. That will make them not resonate that much with your energy, because they can pick on the energetics of your embodiment. What is the energetic field that you're creating with your own voice, with the vibrations that are coming from your heart, from your voice? People can know when what you're sharing is not embodied. And once again, I had so many experiences this past weekend, being at a medicine festival, where I had the opportunity to be in so many talks, in so many opening beautiful ceremonies where wisdom carriers, wisdom keepers shared a lot of beautiful things, right, about like the codes that they carry, ancestral information, ancestral wisdom, and they shared all of that. But can you believe that right after like witnessing those talks, in just like a one-on-one like human conversation with them, like I realized that they had not fully embodied what they were teaching. And that, for example, like there was this beautiful wisdom carrier that talked all things about peace and carrying peace, no, in your offerings, in the way that you show up, in the way that you live your life. And right after that, we had this conversation where he like basically told us that she was almost like in war with the three wives that he had, right? And it's like, wow, like it's so easy, my loves, to speak about something, but it's so hard to embody it and to be it and to work with integrity. And that is why this path is not for everyone. And that is why not all the, famous speakers reach to everyone, because you can pick up, especially us as like highly intuitive people, women, we are so intuitive. We can know when some words are not really felt, when some words are not really coming from the heart and the womb. So it is our responsibility to learn how to become like beings of integrity, how to become these embodied leaders in our field, because this is ultimately what is gonna be bringing about the transformational impact that our soul is yearning to create into people's lives. So this is what I felt the desire to share with all of you today. How did that land? How did that feel? I would love to read you. Juliet said, I can definitely resonate with the unfollows, but I have not been celebrating them enough. It's about impacting one person at a time. Yes, sister, that is it. And even if you don't know which person you're impacting, just anchoring the trust in you that you are impacting that one person. That is what will really allow you to call that in and manifest that, right? So really, really trusting, like building this muscle, strengthening this muscle in trusting that your voice, your message is coming across, that it is creating that impact, even when, and especially when you cannot see it, right? So my loves, with that, we made it to the end of the masterclass. It was such an honor to gather all this wisdom that I've been able to like collect and to learn to embody in my day-to-day as well. And this is, of course, a work in progress, something that I'm being tested and initiated into every single day, right? Like, this is not something that I'm like here saying like, boom, I'm sharing this because I've been able to master all this. No, this is a constant, like, this is a constant work that I am myself as well practicing every single time. Every single day I am being initiated into my own medicine every single day. And I know that some of you will resonate with this, right? We are constantly being initiated into the things that we are sharing, in the medicine that we are offering, right, to support others. Beautiful. Katie, I'm asking with an open heart, why being recognized was so impactful for you? Oh, thank you so much, Katie, for bringing that question in. I love that. Totally. And I so reflected on that and why it was so impactful for me to be recognized in that setting. So first of all, like, that was such a beautiful, magical moment. Like, we had like our hearts cracked wide open. We just like left an incredible ceremony with the wisdom carriers of the Amazon in Brazil with the Noke Queen people. So literally was, one of these moments where just like feeling all the expansion and all the love coming from you, coming from every single person that was around you. So I definitely felt like I was so open. I was so vulnerable at that point that was just like, it almost felt like a godsend, right, from the universe saying, out of the blue, we're putting this person here that will recognize you for your voice, not for your looks, not for how you look, which I also believed it was very significant for me, especially as I work with the voice. Like, someone identified and picked up the frequency of my voice, and they recognized that frequency. And I found that so beautiful and so symbolic, in the teachings that I am also sharing and supporting women onto. And then, of course, what happened is that, I've been, I don't know about like all of you in what stage in your journey was a gift to reconfirm your path. Exactly, totally. I don't know how like each one of you is going on about it, no? But when you step into this new embodiment of your power in your mission, and you're so sure about what is it that you are here to share with the world, like, so many people start to also like fade out from your field, right? Like, a lot of people start seeing a lot of shadows in your own light. A lot of people start to also feel very triggered by what you're doing, and a lot of like wounds from your childhood and teenagehood also come up, right? And we're humans, and it's so beautiful to recognize that. So definitely myself, I have been experiencing a lot of super transformational alchemies and initiations, especially with my family members, when it comes to me owning my work, owning my mission, and committing 100% to the path in which I find myself, which is, offering my soul and my gifts to support women awaken and liberate their voice. So right now, literally 4 weeks ago, I left my industry job, the freelance job that I had had for 8 years. And, literally it was like 2 weeks in this journey of saying, okay, I am fully committed with my mission, and I am here for the long term, and I'm here to build this legacy. This sign came in, and it was such a huge testament of, Georgina, this is it, keep going. This is what you are meant to be offering out into the world. And this medicine, they're telling you, the universe is telling you, is reaching even farther than you can imagine. And I also believe that that happened to me, so I could also be a channel for that and actually say, yo, Katie, you don't know who you're impacting right now. Even if they are not putting in the likes, even if they are not sending you messages saying that they are being transformed by your medicine, a lot of people are still receiving that. And a lot of people's lives are being transformed by what is it that you're sharing, because it's coming from your truth, it's coming from your heart and your womb. And I almost feel like I had to experience that in order to to say, yo, keep going, like keep going, because you truly do not know how important and impactful your work and your medicine is. So I love that you asked this, Katie. I absolutely love the chance as well to explain a little bit more about my journey and how it was so impactful for me. I really appreciate it. And with that, my loves, we made it to the end of the session. And I would love to invite you to my upcoming second round of the Voice Mastermind. This is literally, so today I have been explaining with you keys that hold the potential for you to fully own your voice, to fully open up the channel that you are by nature. You really strengthening this muscle of confidence and embodiment in the way that you take up space and in the way that you show up in your life and in your business. But now, if you're willing to commit to a journey, to now lean into the how, lean into, okay, I'm committed to becoming this most authentic version of myself. I'm committed to fully own my voice and expand it so it can reach far and deep. Cool, I'm done. What is it that I have to do? Okay, I'm gonna be teaching inside the Voice Mastermind all the hows. So now you know the why. You know the why it's so important to liberate our voices and to trust the divine channel that we are, and to fully anchor this newfound sense of confidence, right, in the channel that we are. Inside the Voice Mastermind for 13 weeks, you will be embarking on a journey where literally I'm gonna be pouring every practice, every mindset, every tool, every reframing, all the support, all the accountability, all the love that will take you to this space of you finally owning your authentic expression. So in this journey of 13 weeks, you're gonna be embarking on a transformational experience, right? Where you're gonna be learning how to use astrology to come to terms with what is your authentic expression, how to liberate your unique codes and expand them and potentiate them even more in your medicine, in your personal brand, and in your business. You're gonna be leaning into, I'm gonna be sharing with you incredible transformational vocal practices such as vocal toning, overtone singing. I don't know if you've heard me sing overtone singing, but it's one of the most incredibly healing practices that exist, that have the potential to harmonize the whole of your body in just the span of 2 minutes. Because when you learn to sing overtones, you are ultimately singing with the language of creation because of the mathematic ratios that are produced with your voice when you are singing overtones. It's fully fascinating. So in this 13-week journey, you're going to be learning how to actually do these practices so you can implement them into your life, and potentially as well teach it inside your spaces and use it for your own purposes in your own business and in your own unique way. But inside, I have crafted incredible trainings, modules on a variety of topics, such as how you can use voice as a healing modality for yourself, and how you can also implement how to teach voice with others. You're going to be learning the metaphysics of voice. So why looking at voice as a portal for manifestation is so important as women. You're going to be learning how to connect your throat with your womb, so you can become this channel where you're able to materialize into the physical world your desires from a space of coherence through your heart. You're going to be learning how to channel, how to become a channel through all these modalities, channeling modalities that I'm going to be sharing with you, such as light language. And in between all of that, we're going to be having live calls bi-weekly, where you're going to get the accountability, the opportunity to open up your voice and your expression and share your medicine with the world in a safe space with other sisters who are also on big missions just like you. So this is my secret invite for you. The next round is starting October 2024. And we're going to be running this second round throughout the 13 weeks, just before the end of the year. So if you're ready to take your expression, to unlock your voice for, this important time of the year, just before end of the year, during Libra, Scorpio season, if you really want to do this profound healing work of coming at peace with your voice, to fully expand it, to fully strengthen the channel that you are, so your medicine and your work can reach even farther and deeper than what it's doing right now. This is the space to be. This is the space to be, and it's gonna be an incredible transformational journey. I cannot wait to share with all of you the beautiful transformations that the women are going through right now inside the first round, because it's truly incredible to see their growth and expansion and the confidence that they have right now acquired through this time of, you know, being part of this space. And I love that Anna is just connecting right now, because I was about to use her example right now on, like, as a client case. So she's been inside the calling, and right now she's about to go on a journey to the United States to actually take up the space and become the MC and the host of the conference that I will also be attending. So, you know, I've been supporting her as well in this journey of unlocking her voice, like becoming even more confident in the way that she is spreading their message, in the way that she's like embodying this frequency that's so unique to her, and really like supporting her as well at a physical level. How can she take care of her voice? How can she strengthen her voice and project it even more powerfully, right? Like, we've been tackling all these things as well inside the Q&A days, inside the calling. So you will also get this personalized support from me once you join the calling. Now, the special invitation that I want to share with you today is the chance for you to join the second round of the calling, which, again, as I said, is going to be starting in October this year, as a VIP, right? What does that mean? Cool. If you join before Sunday this week, you're gonna get access to the calling. So all the incredible modules, the personalized support, the sisterhood community, all the trainings that I have ready, that I have already crafted for the journey, but with a VIP access. And what that means is that on top of everything that the calling includes, you will also have 3 one-on-one vocal mentorship sessions with me, which are already worth more than 1,000, right? So during the container, you'll also have personalized one-on-one support from me, where we can tackle all things that you're interested in expanding with your voice. So be it messaging, be it like unlocking more of your voice when it comes to singing and trusting your improvisation capabilities, like be it whatever it is that you are right now desiring to expand in your personal brand, we'll have the space to do that on a one-on-one capacity. You'll also have a one-on-one astro embodiment reading with me, where we're going to be cracking your astrology codes for 90 minutes. And honestly, the feedback from the women that have already gone through this session is incredible. They really unlock so much awareness of the potential and the medicine that they are here to share. And this is already something that's worth 555. So only with these bonuses that I've just shared right now, you're already making the value of the actual price to join right now the calling. So if you join now before Sunday midnight, you can join the Voice Mastermind for only 2,222. The original price is 3,333. But what makes it more special is that if you are desiring to go on a payment plan, I am offering a 6-month payment plan option for you. So you have the ability to jump straight in this second round of the calling for only $388 a month. So this is never going to be as easy to jump into this Voice Mastermind. And if that was not already a good reason to join right now, the first woman who joins this pre-sale VIP will also receive a personal brand audit, which includes a 1-hour one-on-one brand voice live call with me, where we can tackle all things brand voice, messaging, visuals, storytelling, unlocking more of your truth so you can become even more confident in the way that you are taking up space. And also 3-day one-on-one Telegram support with me during the month of September before we start the round. So this is only going to be available for the first woman that is already feeling the full body womb yes to join the second round of the mastermind. and who is already in. So I'm gonna be sharing with you the links so you can start tapping into this like scenario where you say yes to your voice, where you say, okay, I'm done with postponing doing this work. I know that my voice is here to reach farther and deeper, and I know there's so much that needs to be unlocked in order to fully become the sovereign woman that I came here to be and to fully impact the lives of many people. If that is already you and you're already feeling like, okay, now is the time to commit to doing this work, and it's feeling exciting and it's feeling juicy for you to do it, it's a pleasure for me to invite you to my second round. So I'm going to be sharing with you here the links, because literally the first woman that joins will get all these bonuses that are already worth, honestly, 2,000. So here's the links. I'm also going to be sharing it on the email later on. If you have any question, anything that you would like to share with me, if you're thinking about it but you're still like, oh, with some resistances or some crippling thoughts or doubt about whether it's a good moment for you, please feel free to DM me. Let's have a chat. My DMs are open, but it would be my absolute pleasure to support you in this journey of awakening to your true voice and your authentic expression. Ah, my loves. I was just reading now the chat. I love you so much. Anna is sharing, the calling is the best. I had the VIP treatment and has been such a game changer with my ability to use my voice. I love you, sister. It has been so supportive to receive your public speaking guidance. I love you so much, and thank you for being here and for sharing your experience. So, my love, this is it. If you're already feeling that, yeah, you are willing to commit to embark on this journey, here are the links. Let's do this. Let's expand your this unique frequency, this signature frequency that desires to be even more unlocked and to be shared unapologetically with the world. And let's blow it up. Let's blow it up. We're approaching the last term of this year, 2024, and there's so much abundance still that can be attained. There is so much that we can still do. And now we're going to be diving deep into a portal for all of us to fully claim our heart desires after this Leo season. We're going to be embarking into, okay, let's do the actions. Let's take all the strategy in, and let's like do all the moves that are coming from a place of heart, Leo, but now using the mind, Mercury, which is the ruler of Virgo, to actually put in place a strategy that can allow me to get where I want to get for 2025. So I would love to support you in this journey, my loves. Thank you so much for being here. I really hope and desire that everything shared in this space today was helpful, was supportive for you in your journey of sharing your voice, of taking up the stages. I would love to hear from you, your feedback, whenever you feel the desire, the call to share with me. And I'm also going to be inviting you to share a testimonial with me. If you want to also be part of the giveaway to win a 20-minute personalized recording looking at your own unique astrology codes and unlocking a little bit more of what is this message and this expansion that you are here to embody. So sending you all so much love wherever you are in the world. I love you all and desiring to keep supporting you in sharing your beautiful medicine. Take care, everyone.